The time is precisely 1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Chandima Veerakon. Headlines. The teachers' decision to arrive at schools are appreciated. Minister Namal Rajapaksa says that the education system will be restructured while safeguarding all sections affiliated to the free education. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena requests the entire teachers' community to engage in education activities. India's Kushinagar airport has been declared open. First batch of nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer arrives from India. UNSC to hold emergency meeting on North Korea. Local stories in detail. Former professor of the Colombo University, Ajanta Hapwarachi, says that every country in the world is taking their utmost efforts to re-provide the school period to the children which was lost due to the COVID pandemic. But there is some low attention in the country in this regard, and she also said that the decision taken by the teachers to engage in teaching activities is appreciable. Minister Namal Rajapaksa says that the education system will be restructured while safeguarding all sections affiliated to the free education. He made this remark participating at an award ceremony to present 30 scholarships provided by the eSoft Metro campus, which is enhancing the information and technology knowledge of the school children in the country. The ceremony was held at the auditorium of the Sports Ministry. Plans have been made to reopen the schools with the completion of the vaccination program. Education Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has requested the entire teachers' community to come and engage in teaching activities in schools tomorrow. He said around 3,000 schools are to be reopened tomorrow. 350,000 teachers are scheduled to arrive at schools. He also stated that the President and the Prime Minister is taking their utmost measures to solve the salary problems of teachers and principals. A total number of 111 passengers, including 95 Buddhist monks from Sri Lanka, landed at the newly built Kushinagar International Airport, marking the first international flight to land at the airport. Sri Lankan Air UL1147 left for India from Katunayaka International Airport to take part in the inauguration of the newly built Kushinagar International Airport this morning at 5:20 a.m. This event marked the first flight that landed to facilitate Sri Lankan pilgrims who can visit to Dambadiva on pilgrimage. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi represented the Indian government at the opening of the airport. Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Namal Rajapaksa represented Sri Lanka. The ambassadors of many countries in India were also participating at the event. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa conveyed their well wishes on behalf of the Sri Lankan government. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Continuing with more local stories, Sri Lanka has received the first shipment of 100,000 litres of nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer imported from India for cultivation in the Maha season. A special cargo flight chartered by Sri Lankan Airlines carrying the consignment left Hyderabad International Airport in India yesterday. This delivery is part of 3.1 million litres of nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer ordered by Sri Lanka from India. The newly received nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer stock has been moved to the central warehouse of Colombo Commercial Fertilizers. The Disaster Management Unit says that 147 places have been identified as risk of landslide warning in the country. Director General of the unit, Sudhanta Ranasinghe, said that several measures in this regard have been taken to safeguard such places. Today is Wap Full Moon Poya Day. The Wap Full Moon Poya is a very significant Poya in the Buddhist calendar. According to Buddhist history, many events related to the life of the Buddha occurred in this Poya Day. It was on a Wap Full Moon Poya Day that the Buddha ended his 7th Vasana retreat for the rainy season. Our correspondents say that the devotees are arriving at temples according to the health guidelines. A large number of devotees are visiting at the Sri Dalada Maligawa in order to obtain blessings of the tooth relic. Interprovincial travel restriction, which is to be removed from tomorrow, has been extended until the 31st of this month. Army Commander Shavendra Silva said that this decision has been taken on the advice of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. To conclude the local news, the headlines again. The teachers' decision to arrive at schools is appreciated. Minister Nama Rajapaksa says that the education system will be restructured while safeguarding all sections affiliated to the free education. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena requests the entire teachers community to engage in education activities. India's Kushinagar airport has been declared open. First batch of nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer arrives from India. That ends the local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddha Lepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddha Lepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vidya Mahatmya.
And on the main news story, Geological Survey and Mines Bureau is planned to implement a program to earn $200 million next year. Minister Mahindra Amaravira has advised the relevant authorities to initiate a program to make maximum use of mineral resources at the earth ground. Accordingly, the chairman of the institute, Anra Walpola, and Director General Sanjana De Silva said that the income could be earned by investigations conducted to look into the minerals at the Puttalam district. They pointed out that the deep investigation will be carried out to look into the valuable resources. That ends the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddha Lepa.
And now in Watchlight.
And on Watchlight, the commuters complained that the bus stand situated at Gallolua Junction at the main road of the Minuwangoda-Colombo road has been covered with weeds. Most of the people arriving at this bus stand to travel to Colombo are facing many difficulties due to this reason. This is for the attention of the authorities of the Minuwangoda Urban Council. That ends Watchlight.
World News.
Headlines of the world news. UNSC to hold emergency meetings on North Korea. At least 46 killed in floods in Himalayan state. Fossil fuel production set to soar over next decade. The United Nations Security Council has decided to hold an emergency meeting today to discuss North Korea's most recent missile launch. This comes after North Korea announced that it successfully launched a new type of submarine-launched ballistic missile yesterday. UN diplomatic sources say the meeting will be held at the request of the United States, Britain and France. The Security Council held an emergency meeting following the North's previous missile launches on September 15th and 28th. The Council failed to issue an agreement statement because the differences of opinion between Western nations and China and Russia. At least 46 people have died in flash floods triggered by heavy rains in the northern Indian state of Uttarakhand. Images and videos from the state show flooded roads, submerged homes and fallen bridges. Experts say the Himalayan state, a popular tourist spot, is seeing the effects of both climate change and rampant constructions. Floods have also ravaged the southern state of Kerala, where at least 26 people have died in recent days. Both states have recorded excessive rainfall this year, according to data from India's Weather Department. Kerala, for instance, recorded 453.5 millimeters rainfall as opposed to the 192.7 millimeters that is considered normal during this time of year. Plans by governments to extract fossil fuels up to 2030 are incompatible with keeping global temperatures to safe levels, says the United Nations. The UNEP production gap reports say countries will drill or mine more than double the levels needed to keep the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold alive. Oil and gas recovery is set to rise sharply with only a modest decrease in coal. There has been little change since the first report was published in 2019. With the COP26 climate conference just over a week away, there is already a huge focus on the carbon-cutting ambitions of the biggest emitters. To end the world news, the headlines again. UNSC to hold emergency meetings on North Korea. At least 46 killed in floods in Himalayan state. Fossil fuel production set to soar over next decade. That ends world news.
And now in development news.
Midigama Gangoda Gurubavilla Road, which was developed with carpeting, has been vested with the public. Speaker Mahinda Yapabewardena participated at the event. The road was constructed under the national program initiated by the government to develop rural roads. Nearly 50 million rupees has been spent for the project. That ends development news.
Sports news.
And on sports news, Sri Lanka team will be playing against Ireland at the T20 World Championship tournament today. Coach of the Sri Lankan team, Mickey Arthur, said that the team which played at the first T20 cricket match is to participate at today's match. Participating at a media briefing held yesterday, he said that there will be some changes in batting. Both teams are in the same level, winning one match each. Therefore, today's match will be decisive for both the teams. Dasan Chanaka will guide today's match. The first round of selection for the Asian Youth Championship Athletic Tournament will be held at the 13th and 14th of next month at the Sugdasa Stadium in Colombo. It includes 24 events of male and female participants. The Athletic Association said that accepting of applications in this regard will end on the 29th of this month. The tournament will be held in Kuwait in March next year. That ends sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
And on business news, a new program will be implemented to attract tourists at the Mattala International Airport. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said that tourism packages will be introduced in this regard. Special relief packages have already been introduced for the flights arriving at the airport. He also stated that special attention will also be focused to develop the hotels at the vicinity of the airport. That ends business news.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
And on economic news, a virtual meeting between the National Boating Association of Maldives and the representatives of Sri Lanka's boat and shipbuilding industry was hosted by the Foreign Ministry in collaboration with the Export Development Board of Sri Lanka. The meeting held this week was aimed to enhance mutual cooperation in the field of ship and boat building industry between Sri Lanka and Maldives. That ends economic news.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And finally, on the weather report, the
Weather
Met
report
Department
was
says
sponsored
that
by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. The Met Department says that showers or thundershowers will occur over most parts of the island after 1 p.m. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in central, Sabaragamu, north central and northwestern provinces. Showers or thundershowers are likely in western and southern coastal areas during the morning too. That ends the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning. With video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And to conclude this bulletin of news, the headlines again. The teachers' decision to arrive at schools is appreciated. Minister Namal Rajpaksha says that the education system will be restructured while safeguarding all sections affiliated to the free education. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena requests the entire teachers' community to engage in education activities. India's Kushinagar airport has been declared open. First batch of nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer arrives from India. UNSC to hold emergency meeting on North Korea. With that, we conclude this bulletin of news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.